Hey there, I'm Trevor Houston, the creator of the Who You Know Summit, and I'd like to welcome you to the Who You Know Job Networking Show.
On our program, we'd like to show you a job search like you've never seen.
Everything from getting noticed by employers, how to properly format your resume, and how to network effectively using LinkedIn to drive recruiters to your profile.
We even take suggestions from our amazing community.
So if you want to learn all things job search, go ahead and subscribe now.
Focus! It's all about the job search. So if you want to learn how to land that next success, you heard them. All you got to do is subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss out on a thing. Welcome to the Who You Know Job Networking Show, where what you know is important, but
Who you know?
Who you know can make all the difference
It will.
in your job search. We are super excited because today's a little bit of a different day. It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
It's going down on a Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
Already.
It is Tuesday.
What are we
And
doing
we
here on
already got a
Tuesday?
lot of landings and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. What the heck are we doing here on a Tuesday?
It's Tuesday. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving. We're getting ready to eat.
Yeah, we're getting ready to eat, so we had to switch it up a little bit. So I know we've got some new people probably online with us that are not normally
here with us.
Yeah, because normally our show is Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Central, right?
Right.
But Thanksgiving, the holidays, we had to switch it up. So let's go to the audience.
Yeah,
Let's
we got
check in
some
with them.
first-time
Let's see
watchers.
who we got.
Reagan Jones,
Ooh.
Amber Rose,
Laura Cobb, PhD. Wow, Laura.
David Rico, what's up? Laura Cobb, we
There's
got
my buddy Dave Rico right there.
Elvis, I like that. That's a nice name
Oh, you
right
like
there.
Elvis?
Yeah, Elvis, can you dance? Let's see what else we got here. Who we got?
David R. from Fort Worth. Brian Wargo, he's in Plano,
Doris
actually just right down the road.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys let us know where you are.
so because this is our our normal time, here's what I'd like the audience to do, right? Let's get in those comments. Let's tell us where you're from. Like, go ahead and rep your city, right? Tell us where you're tuning in from. I saw somebody was here from India. What's up, India in the house? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So tell us where you're tuning in from. If you're searching, right? If you're seeking employment, we'd love to hear from you. You can just put hashtag, project management or QA or accounting and finance, whatever it is that you're searching for. Go ahead and put that in the comments section. And if you are in any way supporting the network, like if you're a hiring manager or recruiter or coach, something like that,
Yeah.
let's hear from you too. I want to hear why are you on LinkedIn at 9 o'clock in the morning? What's up with you? Why are you here?
And also be sure to click that little share button down at the bottom of your screen. Make sure you share this to your network, but more importantly, make sure that you tag the recruiters, the hiring managers, other network job seekers
Let
that are
everybody know.
in your
Yeah.
network. Let them know that there are resources here, that the job search doesn't have to be done alone.
All right,
Absolutely.
so we got Janetta Thomas, Grand Prairie. Oh, I can't even talk.
That's
this
the way
morning.
we say it, Grandparent.
Grandparent. Oh man.
We got Chandra Thomas and Janetta Thomas. I don't know if there's any relation,
okay.
but you're right
Laura
there
says,
together.
Chi-Town, baby. Oh, that's what's up.
Reagan Jones. I have a friend named Reagan Jones that's in Austin, and that's not my friend Reagan Jones, but Reagan, we are friends right now.
Betty is in Little Elm.
Link in with me.
Rebecca, Carrollton, Texas. We got Carmilla. What's up, Carmilla? San Francisco.
All right.
In the house. California I Love. That's what I'm talking about.
California.
That's one of my
hey.
favorite songs.
Going back to
Clayton,
Cali.
Dallas, Texas. Good morning. Good morning. Elizabeth Haley, good to see you here today.
Oh,
We're so
Elizabeth.
excited.
Hey.
Yeah, so some of our normal folks are in the house today.
Yeah, Clay Cunningham.
That's awesome.
Is
So
right
we wanted
here.
to just kind of surprise you guys. They're actually going to be pre-recording this show, and then they're going to play it tomorrow at our normal time.
Yeah, so we get to watch tomorrow.
Yeah, so you get to watch it twice.
And by the way, happy Thanksgiving, because we
Yes.
won't
Happy
actually be
Thanksgiving.
here, but we will be in the comments. So make
Yeah.
sure that if you
Yeah.
want to catch the show again tomorrow, we'll get the replay. It'll
Yep.
go live right at 3 p.m. at our normal time, and we'll be there too. So be sure to be in the
Live at 3.
comments.
Yeah, it'll be a different
You
experience.
see, live at 3.
All right, so guys, we always like to bless the show with a prayer for the audience. Mark, can you do us the
Mark?
honors?
Guys, let's go to the Father. Please bow with me. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for all that you do for us, all that you've done for us, and all that you're going to do for us. We know that we just need to trust in you, that you'll make things happen for us according to your will, that it's not our will, it's your will. It's not our time, it's your time. And we know that there's a lot of people out there that are hurting. Pray that you would just put your hands upon them of comfort, and that you would let them know that they're not alone, and that you're always there with them. Help the job seekers in their search, in their endeavors. Help them to be able to maximize their time and get landed to the opportunity that you have in store for them.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We're in the week of Thanksgiving. Thank you so much. We have so much. Everything that we have is yours, that you've allowed us to benefit from. And so we trust you. In your name we pray. Amen.
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 I want to give a shout out to Glenn Lundy. I'm wearing his shirt today, and I thought
yeah.
I
that's
thought
a
it was
cool shirt.
appropriate because we're early morning show today.
And we're going to have a theme. We're going to have music.
Yeah, and hashtag Rise and Grind. You know, I'll give a shout out to Glenn Lundy. You guys go check out his show. It's like super early, like 5 a.m. or something like that.
I'd like to know what time it is in India. Wow, somebody was on with us from India?
Oh yeah. What time is it in India? Hey,
15 hours?
You
maybe?
guys
14,
ask
15 hours?
Google.
yeah. What time is it? Hey, tell us in the comments,
they can
y'all.
probably tell
What
us.
time is it in India
time is
right
it
now?
in
Who was
India.
it that's from India? Let's give them a special shout out. 'Cause,
Somebody Google
yeah,
that.
they joined in, and they were right in one of the first ones in.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
thank
that's
you,
awesome.
India.
Yeah, let's see if we can find them here in the comments.
All right. While you're looking for that, guys, we've got a lot to be thankful for, right?
Yeah,
Because of
landings and
yeah,
whatnot.
I mean, just everything. Thankful, grateful.
That's right, Trevor.
You know, it is that season, right? So we've got a lot of landings, a lot of people who have landed jobs. So perfect for them for Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Let's give a special round of applause for those of the audience members that know the theme. We put donut emojis, so let's get your donut emojis ready and your hands on LinkedIn. Round of applause for Tanya
Falzette.
Tanya Fazette.
Yeah, Tanya Falzette.
Yeah.
Hey, Tanya.
Tanya Fazette, man, congratulations to you. We also have Lauren Barnes. Congratulations to you.
Barnes. You got that one.
Congratulations,
You got that. You
Lauren.
did
It's a
good.
little late. I know you taken that job a while ago, but you let me know, so congrats.
Yeah, let us know, y'all. Let us know when you get a job.
We also got Keith Davenport.
Keith Davenport.
Yeah,
Keith Davenport.
Keith, way to go, Keith. Thumbs up. Hook 'em horns, buddy.
Aubrey Higgins.
Aubrey.
Congratulations to you.
Congratulations,
So
Aubrey.
there was a neat story with Sheila Shoup, and,
Okay.
and she helped Aubrey get that job. That was pretty cool.
Oh, nice. So the networking wins again.
And Aubrey, I think you are at Fidelity, if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, all the donut emojis. I love it.
Oh man, here they come.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
There's Hope.
We also, hey, Hope, what's going on? Holly, how are you? Good to see you in the comments here.
Bill Sene, or I don't know how to say your last name, Bill Jana, but I know how to say your first name. I think. Correct me if I need correcting.
We also had a big special round of applause for Brad Young.
Brad Young.
Edmund Younger. Edmund Younger.
Edmund.
Yeah, congrats, Edmund.
And Karen Nicholson.
Karen, yeah.
Hey, Karen.
I think we might have said Karen last week, but
Yeah.
let's give her another one. I think
Give her
maybe
another
we
one.
did Tracy as well. Tracy Harness, though, landed. So.
Tracy Harness.
Tracy
Congrats.
Harness.
And then,
Old Tracy.
We have a great network connection, and he's actually helped the Who You Know out and given us some content and things. But JD Lawless, actually, I saw
yeah, JD,
on
yeah.
his LinkedIn has
Yeah, thanks,
landed.
JD.
So JD, congratulations,
Nice,
JD.
nice. Guys, congrats to each and every one of you. Your job is simple now. Go pay it forward.
Pay
okay?
it forward.
What you
I'm
need
gonna
to
be
do
talking
now.
to you guys about paying it forward.
Yeah.
We got a scholarship program I'll tell you guys about.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got some stuff brewing. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You gonna tell me?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
You
I'm
gonna
tell
tell-
you.
okay,
When
well-
we get it all together and I know what to say.
Okay. I like that. Once he figures it out, he'll tell me.
Yeah, once I figure it out, we'll tell you.
But guys, we've got this whole thing called the Who You Know alumni. You're now Who You Know alumni. So your job is simple. Go pay it forward. Go build a relationship with the people inside those companies.
Relationship.
Right? The recruiters, the hiring managers. And that way, when I send you a referral, you can get that resume right in front of the person that's making decisions, right?
Yeah.
And here's how it works, because a lot of people, they quit networking when they get landed.
Mistake.
And it's not only just to pay it forward, but also a little bit for yourself too, because
Yeah.
your successful position you just landed may not be your last one, and we see it all the time where people are back into the career search
Yeah.
network.
In this
And-
job market, guys, the dynamics of this job market today, 2020, we're all going to remember 2020. You need to stay networked. Guys, we're busy. I understand we got a lot of technology, but you need to stay networked when you can. Connect with those people that are network centric.
It's
Here
a
they
lifelong.
are right here. Connect with us on LinkedIn. You guys.
Yeah, connect with us, guys. It's a lifelong, a lifelong practice, right?
Yeah, it
you need
is.
to be constantly building, cultivating, and nurturing relationships, because you just never know who's got the key to open what door that you're looking for, or they may open a door that you didn't even know you wanted.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
all of a sudden, you're in a position now that you just never would have dreamed of. But if you stop just because you're working, you're like, oh, I don't have a need to network. Well, that's the wrong approach, because guess what? The average tenure of a job right now is 3 to 4 years.
Ooh,
All right.
if that.
So 3 to 4 years from now, guess
Yeah.
what? You're going to be doing this all over again. I hate to tell you. How many of you in the comments? I'd love to hear this. How many of you have gone through this? This might be a repeat cycle. Right, this isn't your first time. Like, this isn't your first rodeo. Maybe you've been in the job search and you've done this maybe 2 or 3 times.
We've got people in the network that have been through 4 and 5, and
Four and
one got
five.
6. I'm not going to call you out like that, but one got 6 times because we contract.
Well, the old
right.
days of working for a company 20, 30 years, getting a gold watch and a pension. Those days are over, guys. So you really got to be conscious of this stuff and
stopped making
continuously
gold watches.
building it. Gold watch and the
They
pension.
stop making gold.
Yeah, they don't
and-
make the gold watch no more.
It's a great point that you never know where it's going to come from, because we have heard time and time again as well that, I had somebody that I have never talked to in 5 years, hadn't talked to in 5 years
Yep.
or more, and that's where their lead came from. That's what got them landed, and that brings up our viewer from India is, hopefully I don't butcher this, Sachin Shivakumar.
Oh, wow.
So that's who's looking in from and watching from India.
I'm
So
glad you did the shout out because
Yeah,
you know I can't do that. You know I can't. I cannot.
Again,
Real bad.
you never know where it's coming from. You know, he's in India. Maybe he's trying to get over here
Yeah.
and get a job in
Sachin,
the U.S.
link
or
in
vice
with us.
versa. You never know
Yeah.
who he's connected to.
100%.
So connect with Sachin.
There's Amber Rhodes.
Okay. Janetta says this is a repeat cycle for me. All right, Janetta, I totally get it. It happens, right?
Uh-huh.
So your network is your net worth, and you need to be going back to those folks that you worked with in the past, maybe people you went to college with,
Oh, yeah.
any place that you volunteer, any place that you have commonality and you've built and cultivated relationships. Go reach out to those folks and just start talking to them again.
Yeah.
Really.
Simple as that,
It
yeah.
really can be that simple. So, all right. So, guys, I got the tip of the week this week. And I've been kind of conflicted if I should really release this or not. This is like
Release it,
fresh
turn it loose, let it go.
off the press kind of stuff.
Let it go.
Should I let it go?
Yeah, I think so. Because
Okay.
you know you're going to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay, so here's the deal, and I want you guys to join me in the Job Resource Management series. That's gonna be December 1st, because I'm gonna dive deep into this strategy. But I got to thinking about it, right? And you guys need to be doing informational interviews. Okay, that's a lifeblood in your job search. You need to be
Good connect, yeah.
Yeah, you need to be gaining insight from people that work inside these companies, okay? But it can be a little bit tough sometimes to get the attention of folks and to get them to give you their time. Time is our most precious asset, okay?
Pretty precious.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the only thing we can't get any more of, right?
Yeah.
So,
That's a mic drop, y'all.
Right, you
Mic
like
drop
that?
will be a little weak at the show. It'll be a little weaker, but they still have that impact.
Can't throw him. Yeah,
We
can't throw him in here.
throw.
all right, so people are busy, but they will make time for things that are a priority, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So how do you get the attention of busy people? Well, this happened to me recently. This is how I know this will work. This strategy will 100% solid work for you, but you got to do it right. I've had a few people reach out to me, and I stay really busy, but they got my attention. You want to know how they got my attention? They were writing a book.
Really?
Yeah. Think about it. Think about it for a second. And they said, you know what, Trevor, I want to feature you in my book. I'd love to gather some information, get some insights from you, and feature you and highlight you in my book. So think about that for a second. Your job right now as a job seeker is to have these informational interviews. What if you wrote a book? What if you were to go out of your way and reach out to people at these companies and say, hey, listen, I'm writing a book about my job search. I would love to feature you in my book. I'd love to highlight you in my book. I'm actually going to be marketing it and bringing in and featuring a few different employers. Your employer is one that I'm actually pretty interested in. And so I noticed you do what I do. I'd love to feature your experience and what you've done at that company. Will you take, 15, 20 minutes out of your day and talk to me? And I guarantee you that person, they're going to be like honored.
Good. That's good.
Right? Right?
That's good.
And so then you record it on Zoom. Okay, you record it on Zoom. You transcribe it, right? So now you have text. So you record it, you transcribe it, and then that recording also becomes marketing. It becomes your micro content for your marketing, right? So guys, job seekers, guess what you need to do? You need to go write a friggin' book.
It looks that way, doesn't it? Now,
Well,
that
what
was
you
good,
could do
y'all.
is you could actually interview the recruiters too.
You
like
can interview
people
recruiters?
that are in your industry, but then
get us
go to
recruiters
the
involved.
recruiters too at those companies and interview them and feature them in the
You
book.
just need a carrot. You need something that is alluring, something that will bring these people in and exciting for them, something that like, oh wow, like think about that. How many people, I remember the first time I was featured in a book, the very first time, I was so excited. I was excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting featured in this book. That will make it a priority for them to take their time out and give you their time, right? So that's a great strategy, guys. I'm gonna dive deep.
That's a good strategy.
I'm gonna dive deep into this strategy to show you how it will work for you. Come join me in the Job Resource Management series December 1st, and I'll go deeper so that you can learn that strategy and put it to work. I'm gonna turn job seekers into authors. That's awesome.
December the 1st, because December 2nd, we got Fresco Connect.
Ooh. Oh, wait, is it?
That's right.
I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Job Resource Management Series is December 2nd.
Is it?
It's on Tuesday.
It's on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
Okay.
My bad. Wrong date.
Well, we have 2 things on Tuesday.
My bad. December 2nd, join me. All right, guys, we got to go to a quick break, but don't go anywhere because when we come back, we got C-Roc in the house.
In Maryland.
How are you spending extra time at home? Perfecting kitchen skills? Learning a new language? What about your education? At Waldorf University, we're offering 25% off your first online course. It's your time. It's your future. Start today.
Hi there, my name's Rebecca Fangella, and this is my first LinkedIn video. I'm a global account executive as well as an operational excellence manager that has a true passion for helping organizations be successful, both internally as well as externally. I love to use data analytics, project management methodology, and quality process and continuous improvement techniques to support flawless execution and customer success. As a leader, I know how to engage and build high-performing teams, ensuring individual as well as organizational success. If my experience can be beneficial to your company, let's connect on LinkedIn. I look forward to meeting you as well as learning about opportunities within your company. Thanks so much and have a great day.
Listen, man, the podcast, the What Are You Made Of podcast, man, it's been a whirlwind. I started last November and I had no idea what I was really getting into. I had no idea what I was doing. I just committed to it, lining guests up, asking people. I didn't even give a who it was. I was just going at it. All of a sudden, people started coming to me, asking me to be on the show, which blew me away because there were some big name people that were asking me instead of me going to them. And then the message that kept getting out and the feedback that came back was amazing. Like inspiring stories that were changing people's lives, you know, and I never even like imagined it being that. Kind of just started it just to start really promoting and getting out there. And then it's turned into something so much bigger. The What Are You Made Of movement is all about turning setbacks, letdowns, negativity into rocket fuel for your future. And if you can wrap your head around that concept, your life will never be the same, because no matter what you come into, at the end of the day, you just realize you're training for your future and you're converting everything that you get coming your way into fuel.
Welcome back to the Who You Know Job Networking Show, where what you know is important, but
Who
you know.
Right.
Who you know can make all the difference in your job search. Guys, I'm very excited. We've got a very special guest with us today. Let me read his bio real quick. So we got C-Roc, and he's the CEO of Building People, Inc., a performance coach, author, dynamic public speaker, visionary, and thought leader. He's been featured by Yahoo Finance as one of the top business leaders to follow in 2020, and he's on a mission to build people. At his core, he's obsessed with success and helping others achieve greatness. Great, Nick. You like that?
I like that.
You like Great Nick? I can't read, y'all. C-Roc is the guy who's had fire lit in him at an early age. That
Say
fire.
his name. Say his full name.
C-Roc. It's C-Roc. It's C-Roc.
He'll say it.
I'll say it in a minute. That fire has led him to inspire others to see greatness inside themselves, using past life events to fuel their fire. Guys, everybody welcome C-Roc to the house. Okay, so can you tell us about the People Building Inc.? Tell us a little bit about that and why you started it and what you're doing there.
So I run a large mortgage division for Nations Lending with 3 of my best friends and my little brother. I'm very blessed to be in that position.
Little bro.
And our vehicle, we found out every day we're grinding and going after mortgage business and closing, help people buy homes. And we realized that was our vehicle. But what we were really doing every day was we were building people. We were building our people. And we were trying to figure out a way to scale that, not just in our mortgage industry, but not be limited by that. So we started expanding outside of our group and our company to help other companies and even to focus on a future other industries. So that's what we're doing. That's how People Building Inc. came about. And that's where we are. So where did I leave off though after that? Do you remember? Did you ask me another question?
Well, I wanted to comment on that because it's very something similar to what Mark and I are doing, right, in our industry. So we're in financial services, right? But we decided to focus on building people, right? To help the job seekers to actually get in there, get in the trenches with them, to train them to focus on how to get noticed and how to get to that next employment opportunity. So you're doing something similar, right? You have a business, but you're building people. You're actually, training them, coaching them. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. So basically, it's consulting, and we start off first of all by, I started the What Are You Made Of podcast to get out there and start getting known for doing this,
right?
And sharing stories and what have you. And then from there, we get a community that we've built, and then it's just about basically finding out where people's weaknesses are, where they feel like they're weak, and then also really throwing rocket fuel on their strengths. And so we're doing that and then getting noticed. See, I think the first thing, and for job seekers as well, man, it's the same as a salesperson. You have to prospect, you have to promote, you have to get known. Right? If nobody knows you, nobody's going to flow you, as my mentor Grant says.
Oh, you know Grant.
There you go.
Actually, I already knew you knew Grant.
You said 3 characteristics a while ago that was very important, because when you mention those 3 characteristics of those people that you like to work with, and you know that you can build, that same thing makes a difference in job search with job seekers when they focus on those 3 characteristics. You remember those 3? We were just
I remember those 3. First of all, you willing to do what it takes to be successful, willing to do whatever it takes, being coachable, and having a great attitude.
Yes.
And you give me a person with those 3, man, I will rock and roll. I'll turn them into a superstar, because there's nothing that I can't do as long as they have those 3 things. And I think that whatever it takes attitude a lot of times gets in the way of people finding jobs.
Attitude, yes, sir. Trevor talks about that.
Because here's the thing, guys. We have intentions in our lives. I want a job. I want this kind of job. But then our counter intentions get in the way. I'm not willing to give up this, though. And so I think it's important for people that are seeking for jobs to really audit what they want and be very clear on what they want, but then also understand what they're not willing to give up and what they are willing to give up. Because if you're not in that realm, you're going to have conflict, and then you're going to be sitting there looking for a job still and not having any success or progress.
That's powerful.
And here's what I mean, because attitude, we talk about attitude a lot, and attitude is really all about pride, right? And like you said, people are not willing to give up some of the things, and that it all boils down to pride, and pride comes before the fall.
Yeah, it does. Julie Bark just said something big. She said, throwing rocket fuel on strengths. And she goes, boom.
Boom.
Thank you, Julie. Julie, we got to link in, me and you. That was cool.
C-Roc, so you had said something a minute ago. If nobody knows you, then nobody flows you, right?
That's a Grant Cardone quote, by the way. That's not mine.
Uncle G. So I was taking a look at your site and everything like that, and it shows that you are, I think the term is Grant Cardone certified or Cardone University certified?
Licensee.
Okay, so tell me about that program, because I've never heard of that before, and I'm a big Grant Cardone fan, so love to hear about that program.
Yeah, so just let me give you a little bit of background real quick, if you don't mind. I lost my stepfather in 2019, January 2019, who was a mentor to me. Oh, thank you very much. But he was a mentor of mine, and Grant came in my life right at that moment, right as I lost my stepfather, which I wasn't ready to give up having a mentor. I was already mentoring people, but I wasn't ready to give up, having someone to like really emulate and immerse myself in their content. And Grant came in at the right moment, and so I started immersing myself in his content, and I'm like, man, this guy speaks to me. And he allowed me to have the animal inside of me that I've had caged up. And I know we're short on time, so I can elaborate further in detail later. But I have an animal inside of me, and I've had it for years. And when I was able to really have validation to unleash this animal, everything changed for me, those around me, my employees, my family. And I just want to share that with other people. But the licensee program allowed me to have access to someone like Grant, who is very busy, very successful. But allows me to have access to him, but also for licensees to spread his word and his content across the world. And his goal is really big, is to reach 7 billion people. How can he do that? He can't do it by himself.
Right.
Oh, God, man.
Right.
That's what it's about.
So I'm gonna give you permission today to unleash that animal. I want you to bring it, man. I want you to bring the heat. And so Grant's goal of 7 billion people, right? We recently had David Meltzer come on, right?
Love Dave.
And he says he wants to help 1 billion people. And so the way he's going to achieve that is he's going to help 1,000 people, for them to help 1,000 people, to help 1,000 people, right? So it's about impact. So if he can create 1,000 of him, right, duplicate himself 1,000 times.
Oh, wow.
Right, and they go replicate and duplicate. That's how you make global impact. And scaling, exactly. And Grant Cardone is a perfect example of that. 10X Nation, right? Oh my gosh, like there's a movement, and it's huge. So,
and I love what you're doing and what he's doing, Grant, too, because it's all about empowering, right? How do you help people? You don't just give them handouts, right? It's about empowering, right, and allowing them to succeed in and of their own selves, right? So love what you're doing there.
As a recruiter, I've for years, I won't tell y'all how many years, but I have noticed that everybody is born with a gift. And if we're given an opportunity, that animal, a lot of us got that animal in us. I don't know what my animal is yet, but I've unleashed something. And it's working, and it's fun, and we love getting up and going to work in the morning. And I bet you C-Roc loves to get up in the morning. Thank God for another day. I'm up. I got my mental clarity. Well, maybe.
what does your routine look like, C-Roc? Tell me a little bit about your routine.
Well, first of all, the every morning is not the same as far as my feelings. Okay,
Right,
sometimes I
right.
get up and I'm like, oh man, and then you gotta catch yourself right away. It's not about always feeling great. It's about how fast can you get out of a bad feeling. And so when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do when I wake up, and by the way, this may sound corny to some people, not you guys, but some people may sound corny, but I really literally wake up and say thank you first. And the corny part is
Yes,
this.
sir.
I wiggle my toes and fingers. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I have hands and I have
Everything
feet.
working, yeah.
Let me hop out and start working these feet. Because it gets me into a frame of mind where I'm not thinking about things to complain about. I'm thinking about, man, let me use the things that I've been blessed with and have.
Right.
And ever since I've been doing this, guys, my life has been so much better just because I don't have anything to complain about. There's nothing. We can all find something to complain about.
You know what? I went to a coaching, and this is gonna bother me. I can't remember the guy's name, and that's really gonna bother me because he was great. And one of the things he said, he had a routine, and I tried it. I did try it, and it worked. But then I fell out of the routine. But it was right there, first thing in the morning. As soon as you wake up, as soon as your eyes open, you literally gotta jump out of bed. Okay, like jump out, and you clap your hands, and you go, "Today's gonna be a great day." And you say it out loud, like you just jump up. Today's gonna be a great day.
wow.
I do it.
Now your spouse might think you're crazy.
That's from Jerry Maguire.
Was
Is that Jerry Maguire?
Yeah.
Well, so I don't know if he got that from Jerry Maguire.
Jerry
or not.
Maguire, maybe.
Maybe he got that
I'm
from
gonna
Jerry
hit that
Maguire.
breakfast and hit that gym beat when I get up in the morning. And
That's-
it's
Well, I
funny
hit the
about
gym.
when you get those endorphins going, it's hard to be in a bad mood. It just seems like your mind is, I don't know if everybody's is that way, but that's
Well,
mine.
This is important, guys. So and we're talking job seekers a lot, right? That's your audience.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
here's
yeah.
the thing, man. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything.
It
I
is.
get up in the morning and understand that I have an obligation and duty, not just to myself, but to those who are watching me. And everybody, I don't care who you are, unless you're living in a cave, in a hole where you don't see any people, people are watching you. And
Oh,
so
yeah,
I
they
feel like
are.
that's an obligation and
Absolutely.
duty to that and my creator that's put me on this earth for some kind of
Yes, sir.
purpose
Yes,
and
sir.
potential.
Yes, sir.
I don't know, and you guys probably don't know. I'm pretty sure we don't know what our potential is, our true far out potential.
I agree with that 100%.
I feel that when I feel bad, that if I don't go after it and get it switched around quickly, that it's a slap in the face to my creator. That's just what I believe. I'm not sharing. I'm not trying to
You
push it on
carry
anybody
that,
else,
Yeah.
but it's worked for me.
Hey, look, man, we said a prayer in the beginning of this show. We are
Every
unapologetic.
Every show.
We
yes.
are unapologetic about our faith.
Yes,
like,
we are.
I'm going to say that, we have our beliefs, and certain people don't have to believe the same things. But you know what? That's not going to stop me from being me and doing me.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
that
But I
example.
want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to exclude people when I'm saying that. It's important
Agreed.
to understand because until they believe in what I believe, they need to use some of the things that I'm using that work.
100%.
And that's why
100%.
I say that. I'm not trying to apologize by any means because
Sure.
I'm very committed to what I believe in and my thoughts. But guys, it all comes down to a commitment and an obligation and a duty to perform something towards your potential.
There's a common
Right.
theme in a lot of the coaches that I have met that are really world changers, is what I call them. You're a world changer, okay? And I'm telling you, it's like Pastor Joel Scribner. So he's a pastor over at Oaks Church. Shout out to Joel Scribner. And he's wrote a book called Winology, and he's got a system. It's a coaching system that basically he goes into big corporations, big companies, and coaches them to become the best versions of themselves. It's a winning formula. And when you read it and you're like, man, this is genius. This is mind blowing
good.
stuff. And then you ask him,
Biblical.
where did you get that? And he's like, well, it's in the Word, right?
in the Word.
He just translated it into business language, and he says it's his Trojan horse because businesses that normally wouldn't let a pastor in, right, let him in, and then he gets in there, he starts coaching, and next thing you know, they're asking him like, hey, where'd you get this? Where'd you get this? And he's like, well, then he tells them, and they're like, oh, no way, seriously? And so he calls it the Trojan horse. But I noticed that a lot with coaches. It's a common theme I see. What do you think is a common theme in successful people, right? You're obviously very successful. What are, and you, with your podcast, I'm sure you interview a lot of successful people. What do you think is a common theme in success?
Clear vision of what you want with big thinking, along with commitment. And then from there, the last thing is massive action. Like you have to take action. You can't be just thinking of something and having a vision. And by the way, I keep things simple. Everybody's always looking for a shiny bell or whistle, man.
Yeah.
If you're clear on what you want, it's big because it's got to excite you to move the needle, because otherwise you're not going to push through the adversity and the difficulties. You have to be excited. Like we talked about, waking up and excited to wake up and go to work. But that big, clear vision, commitment, and then the action, the consistent action after that, that's the magic formula, guys. And you know what? One more thing I'll throw in there. A lot of people say I have to see it to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to see it to believe it, you're never going to see it.
Never gonna see it.
So my big thing, and it's changed my life too, is that not just with my faith in God, but my faith in anything, is that I believe things are going to happen before they happen. And then I become aware and to look for it and open up to it. And then you'll see it. And that's changed my life. And that's what I teach my team all the time as well. We don't need to worry about what's impossible and what's not possible and all this. Let's just go after what we want in a perfect world and see how close we can come to it.
Man, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think that goes to,
That's solid.
Yeah, it is. I think that goes to, having that faith, even when things may not seem the greatest, right? To wake up, like we were talking about, to jump out of bed, clap your hands and say, today's going to be a great day. Even when like maybe you might be out of work, maybe you might be out on your luck. Maybe you've got things going on. Maybe there's a family member who's sick right now. Maybe there's all kinds of things in your life. Everybody's got problems, right? But to get out of bed anyways, to jump up, clap your hands, say today's going to be a great day.
Keep going, yeah.
When there's something about the tongue, right? That there's life and death in the tongue, and what you speak out in the world will become your reality. And so if you jump up and you say, hey, I got faith to say today's going to be a great day, even when it might not. Well, you'll change the trajectory of that day, right? You will literally almost fake yourself into, a good day. Like, let's fake ourselves into a good day today. How about that?
I have a mentor that I met through Grant. His name's Brandon Dawson. I'm not sure if you've heard of Brandon Dawson, but he's a great guy. He's an expert at scaling businesses, and he's done a lot of studies with John Maxwell and Dr. Robert Anthony, Beyond Positive Thinking author. But the thing that he always says that catches me, and I always remind my team of this and myself of this, is what you say is what you think is what you say is what you do becomes your legacy.
Yes.
And so auditing your thoughts, drop it. Go ahead, drop it.
You got a triple drop, man. You got
auditing your thoughts, man. Auditing. You got to audit your thoughts like constantly and be aware of what you're thinking. because you are creating that energy. And God gave us that ability. He gave us the freedom to be able to think what we want, to say what we want, to do what we want. And he did that on purpose. He had a purpose for that.
That's what he put us here to do. That's those gifts that we're talking about. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So take that serious, man. That's a big responsibility for all of us. And that's where it starts, man.
So one of the things that you said, which we talk about a lot too, but is taking action, massive action, right? Because like a lot of job seekers, we talk about this, like you could have the perfect resume, you could have the mechanics down perfectly,
Right.
but if you're not able to get in front of somebody, it does you no good,
Yeah,
right?
who are you?
So you have to take action for any vision to be relevant. And so what are your tips, or what are some of your thoughts on how people can take action and get out of their own way? What do you see as far as when you're coaching people? Are they in their own ways, and how do you get them to be able to overcome that?
So a couple things. One is people a lot of times don't know what to do. So they don't take action because they don't know what to do. But doing something is better than nothing. So I always think about if you had to guess what is the thing to do something, because, and we talk about massive action, but let's start with one thing and build some confidence and have a win off of that one thing, and then stack those wins to build confidence. Confidence will come. But when you're committed, guys, here's the thing. When you're committed to something, you will get creative on finding out ways to get jobs.
There you go.
But most people aren't committed.
They're
not truly committed to what they want. And they remember those counter intentions are coming in and going against them. So when that being said, I think that people need to wake up in the morning, gratitude first.
Yes.
And then the next question they should be asking themselves is, how can I be the most valuable husband, spouse, father, mother, son, daughter, employer, employee, Christian, whatever it is. Like, you got to think, what do I need to do today to be the most valuable? I want to outwork everybody around me. I want to be the most valuable person about everyone around me. My partners, I tell my partners all the time, guys, I'm going to outwork you and outsmart you. So you need to step up your game, because we're going to play this game and challenge each other.
I love that.
And so I think that people that are out of work right now, think about this for a second. How can you make yourself the most valuable person in anything that you do? And even if you don't know how, just start trying to do that. And Trevor, you mentioned that something about asking people for an interview, for a book, and a podcast. That's adding value to someone.
Yeah,
value, most valuable. Like, you're becoming valuable, and that person will notice, and that's why.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and you know, to be the best version of yourself, right? Like, that's what we all aspire to be. We want to be the best version of ourselves. But do you believe in visualization, the power of visualization? Well, like, it starts with really like picturing what that person looks like, you know, because I am definitely not perfect, right? None of us are perfect, right? But we know what I know. When I close my eyes, I'm like, man, I need some help in this area, this area, this area, and this area, like, because those are things I don't want in my life, right? But they're there. So first you got to visualize it. What does that perfect version of yourself look like? Start writing that stuff down. And again, be grateful for the blessings you do have. Start with gratefulness, be thankful, and then figure out what you need to do to get closer to that perfect version of yourself. Because we all have an idea of what that person looks like. It's just, are we thinking about it enough? Are we thinking about bettering ourselves every single day, improving every single day? That's the only way we're ever going to get close to it. All right? Like, yeah. I'll give you an example. So, Mark, man, before this meeting, before this show, I mean, me and Mark had an argument. Now, I want to go ahead and because we all have an idea of what that person looks like. I'm hearing some playback. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That was C-Roc.
That was weird.
I know that was weird.
But me and Mark had an argument before the show, and Mark, I want to just apologize first and foremost, because it got a little heated, you know.
I was in the middle of it.
And Foster was in the middle of it.
Dude,
Foster was in the middle, like, oh my gosh.
I just want breakfast.
You know, I think about, again, the best version of yourself, and I'm like, that's not it, right? What Mark and I were doing, you know, what I was doing, the argument we got into, you know what I'm saying? And I think about that stuff. So you have to really visualize what's the best version of yourself and try to get there every single day. Write that stuff down. Mark and I are going to have a conversation after this, and hopefully we can both get closer to that, right? But it's only through those conversations. You got to have those hard conversations, right, to be able to get to some kind of resolution and to get closer, you know?
If you're not worried about being right and you're worried about developing yourself into the best person and or developing the best relationships, it's about what you're committed to. You have to check your commitments.
That's
and who
right.
cares about being right?
Right.
Yeah. At the
That's
end
powerful.
of the day, now I don't do this as much as I should, but I've been told time and time again that I should journal. At the end of the day, think about those blessings that you've had, because we are blessed to bless other people. That's what I believe. That's how I run my life, my business, whatever. But at the end of the day, I think a lot about the good things that happen, and there's a ton of good things that happen. You know, I should write those things down, and I do some days.
Yeah, journaling is super powerful.
Yeah.
Super powerful. Hey, guys, we got to go to it. Man, this is
yeah,
awesome. This has been a great,
good.
this
We
has been a great
Mike
conversation.
C-Roc, we appreciate
Yeah,
this.
Let,
bro.
us go to a quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we got more C-Roc in the house.
At Waldorf University, we are committed to helping you discover a path to success. Our flexible online degree programs give you the freedom you need and deserve. Take the first step and receive 25% off your first course today.
I just wanted to share a quick thank you with the Who You Know team and the area networking groups. I just landed a position with one of my target companies, and as someone who has not been in the role of a job seeker for many years, I was not at all familiar with the process, focusing on target companies and interview strategies, resume techniques, LinkedIn algorithms, and above all, the importance of networking.
So how I got the job I have now is I really used the strategies that the Who You Know network taught me for creating LinkedIn content and networking.
Here to say a big thank you to the Who You Know Job Networking Show. Mark, Trevor, and Foster are doing such great work, and job seekers everywhere are getting great benefit from it.
I was invited to participate in the Career Transition Summit, and it is put on by the Who You Know Network. Within a couple of hours, learned a ton of tricks.
Welcome back to the Who You Know Job Networking Show, where what you know is important, but
Who you know
who can make all the difference in your job search. Guys,
like
we're
that
back.
song.
We've got C-Roc in the house. We're super excited to have you here. We've been dropping mics all over the place.
Oh, man.
So actually, I'd like to do something real quick. Can we go to the audience? They missed the mic drop moment, so I want to go to the audience real quick and actually see if we can get a lucky winner. C-Roc, you got some things that you would like to maybe give away. Is that right?
Yeah, buddy. I got a book called Rocket Fuel that was just launched for pre-sale this last week. It should be out early February. We're aiming for February 7th. And I'd love to get that in the hands of some of your audience members.
Julie Bark mentioned that earlier. Rocket Fuel.
All right, so let's see if we have a question for the audience. What do you think, Mark?
Let's see. See if people are paying attention, and it's not something that we really talked about. It was just at the beginning. But where is C-Roc from?
Well, hopefully his mic wasn't muted.
Yeah, hopefully his mic wasn't muted. But you can also find this out. There's other ways to find this out. So
And you guys that know C-Roc, y'all stay out of it.
who's being resourceful? Where is C-Roc from?
Yeah, where is C-Roc from? Tell me in the comments, and we'll see if we can get you some giveaways. Hey, C-Roc, while we're waiting on those comments to come in, what's one of your biggest failures that you've had to overcome, and how did you do it?
Well, I think, I take 100% responsibility in everything I do right now. I haven't always done that. And, I started this mortgage company first under a different umbrella and was there for about 12 years. And I got comfortable and complacent. Money was coming in, but we weren't focused on our culture. And I allowed that to happen. And that drives me batty because I had 20 some employees at that time. And I got comfortable and complacent. And that's my kryptonite now. And so when we switched to a new company after someone at the old company did some things that I take responsibility for letting it happen. We started with culture, and I didn't like shy away from that. And I took responsibility of making sure that the culture is the most important thing that we're going to focus on. And so that was the biggest thing for me looking back. But I talked about Rocket Fuel, guys. The book is called Rocket Fuel. One of the specialties that I have, and I bottled this, and I got to get this out to people, is the ability to turn setbacks, negativity, difficulties, people that talk trash and then don't encourage you. I found a way to bottle that, converting that into fuel, not just fuel, but rocket fuel to put you into outer space away from gravitational pull. And it's a proactive process. It can't be something that's reactive. You have to know this concept going into things so that you can recognize setbacks and not let them paralyze you, not let them slow you down for long, and really be unaware of when a setback's happening. Understand, oh, wait a minute, C-Roc said I'm supposed to convert this into fuel, not just get through it, but convert it to explode out of it. Okay. And so that book that I have is about stories that I've lived where I've used rocket fuel or converted setbacks into rocket fuel to take me into crazy places, man.
I love that, because I'm going to tell you, I can totally relate to that. Anytime, like Mark in our business, you know, anytime we've had a major setback, that major failure, that major setback puts me in a position where I have to like dissect it. Like I go crazy about it, as I'm like, why did that happen? Right? How did we go wrong? Where did that mess up? Right? And I start to like really dissect it, look in, which normally I wouldn't do that if things were all great. If things were good, I probably wouldn't pull it apart and try to figure out what was going on. And anytime we've ever had those major setbacks, those major losses, is when I go, okay, this is what it was. Here was the problem. Here's how we fix it. And it has propelled us, like you said, like rocket fuel, forward 10x from where we were. Because we fixed a problem we didn't even know was there until we had a major loss, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So you can definitely learn through your failures, which I love that. That's some solid advice. So we've got some of those comments came in.
Yeah, and I think, you know, so we've got, he didn't mention the city, but he was the first to say Maryland.
Is it?
Which is Vez.
Vez.
Yeah.
He did say city, but you guys didn't hear that.
Oh.
Hey, now let's give it to him. Maryland, right?
Yeah. I don't know if were we on air when we said Foster asked me Bethesda and I said Ocean City?
No, I don't know. I think it was muted. So, but good on people, like they found it out, right? So
Maryland. So big round of applause to Vez Nakomo.
Oh, Vez got a job on this show.
Yeah. So check this out. Big shout out. I'm going to tell his story real quick. So Vez was in the comments, right? And we tell people to put a hashtag and then what they're searching for. So I believe with Vez it was project manager. He put hashtag project manager. One of the recruiters, she's now a career coach. Her name's Andy Cook. Shout out to Andy. She was watching the show and saw his hashtag, and she was looking for a project manager over at Wells Fargo, right? So she saw that, clicked on it, went to his profile, looked at it, bada bing, bada boom, matchmaker, and there you go. So guys, actually, I'd love for y'all all to do that right now. Go ahead and put a hashtag, what you're searching for, in the comments. If you're looking for a job, go ahead and put that in the comments now.
Yeah, good idea.
Absolutely. Isn't that pretty cool?
Love it, man. And make sure I get that information because I want to make sure that book gets in his hands. And
yes,
before the show's over too, I'm in need right now too, and I want to make sure that your audience, if there's anybody looking for a job, can I? Permission to,
oh yeah.
So we need loan officer assistants / loan partners right now. Bad. Obviously underwriters, processors as well, but right now specifically to be specific, I need a loan officer assistant or two. That's somebody that is maybe even a loan officer that just doesn't like prospecting and selling and just is really good at the other parts of being a loan officer. So if anybody's interested, reach out to Trevor, let me know, whatever, because it's a remote position. You don't have to work near us. You can be in your home.
Love that.
Boom.
Mic drop.
Oh man, there's all sorts of people looking for remote positions. So yeah, you just brought it. That's awesome.
Here we go. If you're looking for that, guys, put that in the comments as well. So we got Tony. He says hashtag program manager. Chandra hashtag administrative support. Suzanne hashtag executive assistant.
Yeah.
I can't say. Is it Reagan? Reagan Jones, HR generalist, HR coordinator. David. He's got hashtag software engineer. So Laura just says hashtag job.
Julie's a CMO.
Sometimes you just gotta get a JOB, okay? JOB. Do you ever watch Next Friday? Y'all ever watch that movie Next Friday?
Oh man,
Mike Epps. You got a jizob, a jizob, a jizob.
Man, that joke was whack.
That's funny. Oh man. Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's see. I got a whole bunch of questions. I take notes and things. I write them down. Okay, let's see. Oh, you said that you had a fire lit in you at an early age. Okay, so I want to know who lit that fire and why. What happened? Give me that backstory.
So you guys ready to go deep?
Let's go deep.
Let's get it. Let's dive. You got the shovel,
Before I share this is not to disparage anyone in particular. I'm just sharing my story because I don't know the whole story and what was going through people's heads. But I came from a broken home. I don't remember my parents ever together. And when I was, young, I was dealing with a lot of child support, custody battles. A lot of people have dealt with this.
Yeah.
And, conflict with step parents coming into the mix and jealousy, all this stuff. And a lot of times as a kid, you don't know if it's you that's causing this or what's going on. And a lot of stuff gets taken out on you as a kid. And so I lived with my dad from about 8 to 11. And during that time, there was a lot of conflict going on. I just knew that it wasn't the right environment for a kid to grow up in. Psychologically, mentally, there was some abuse going on. It just wasn't good. So I decided to get out of that environment. And I told my mom to file court papers. And she told me to stick to my guns. Like, if I'm going to do this, you need to stick to your guns. You got to be firmly, committed, right? We talked about committed, because somebody is going to talk you out of your commitments if you're not fully committed. And because maybe they just have different beliefs than you, or they have to justify their position in life. And they're going to try to do that. So stick to your guns. So my mom did that. I came home from school one day and I sat I walked in the house and my dad had these court papers. And I already walked on eggshells as it was in that house, and my heart just kind of like, man, you get that feeling in your chest, my stomach sunk. And I'm like, here we go. So he said, go to your room. So I sat in my room for about 5 minutes, which felt like 5 hours, and waiting for him to come back. I knew what was in the envelope. And he says, it says here you want to move back with your mom. Is that true? Your mom doesn't have it that good there. Like, you have, by the way, my dad was my hero. He has a masonry business, successful prop, block, brick, pour concrete. And he was big forearms, rough hands. I always looked up to him for being a hard worker. And he always had a wad of $100 bills in his pocket with a rubber band around it. And he used to flash it and all that. I loved that, man. I thought that was so cool. But here he found out that I wanted to leave. And he was like, they don't have it that good there. You have everything you need here. What he didn't understand was the emotional and mental thing that was going on. So he said, if that's the case that you want to leave here, he took that wad of $100 bills out. He crumples up one of the $100 bills and throws it at me and says, you're going to need this when you're living on the streets with your mother one day. And, at that moment, I thought I was in an ordinary situation. I thought it was like every kid's going through this, right? But I'm stubborn to a fault. And I said to myself in my mind, like, no way, man. Like, you're not going to write my book. You're not going to determine my destiny. I'm not going to let that happen, one. And number two, since I thought this was an ordinary situation, I thought to myself, I can't be the only one in this situation. I got to be able to relate to people, and also just do everything I can to prove them wrong, and then show people that you can come from something like this and be massively successful. I've been living off this for 30 some years and wasn't really aware of it until about 3 years ago. And that's when I realized, wait a minute, I've been bottling up these emotions and then converting them into fuel, storing them in my tank instead of my trunk. And that's why I've been so successful. So then I put it all together, and that's where the Rocket Fuel and What Are You Made Of podcast came from. And now I'm just trying to get it out to millions and millions of people. I'm not to the billion level yet. Maybe I should be shooting for billions, but I just want to reach as many people as possible to share that it's not the encouraging people that stop you in life. It's not the wins and successes that stop you in life. It's the other things, the negatives, discouraging, difficulties, setbacks. And if you can figure out a way not to just eliminate them, not to just get through them, but to convert them into fuel, to rocket fuel you out into your future, you become unstoppable.
I love that.
And that's my mission, to show people you can be unstoppable by doing that.
Yeah, that's your superpower, man. That's your superpower, and I love that because I can relate to that so much. I grew up with a kind of a broken family, broken home, and a lot of that pain, I actually wouldn't trade it for the world, because those are the things that helped shape and mold me into who I am today. And I use those lessons from back in to definitely know what I don't want and to know what I do want. And it's part of my rocket fuel, man. So I can totally relate 100%. Use those things. I think our scars are there to empower others too, right? I think there's a reason why when Jesus came back, he still had some scars, right? In his hands. Doubting Thomas, right? He wanted to show him, look, have faith, man. Look, here they are. I'm here, right? I love it, man. I think that's amazing.
By the way, I thank my dad. If I don't get to talk to him, it's not by my choice. I reach out, I'll text him, happy birthday, never hear back. And there's something stopping him, or someone stopping him right now. But you know, I don't like have any grudge. I would give my dad a hug today if I saw him, have, you know, just have dinner with him, whatever the case is. But I thank him because of that challenge, man. Who knows where I would have been if I didn't get that challenge?
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
So.
Yeah, that's powerful, man. I really appreciate you sharing that with the audience and sharing that with us, and because I know it sounds like you know, obviously a personal story, and so we appreciate you going deep with us.
Yeah,
that was deep.
That is deep.
Y'all got to hear it first on the Who You Know Job Networking Show. Maybe not first, but you got to hear it right here.
And I think it's great because, you know, because of what you've done with that experience, those emotions, those feelings, and you've turned it, right, and you've used it, not harbored it, you've been able to forgive, right? You thank him, right? Rather than hold a grudge against him. And, you know, like Trevor had said, we kind of went at it, and I didn't really acknowledge it because I was still, you know, going through some things. But, you know, Trevor, like, he and I are like brothers, man. We are. We fight like brothers. Yeah. We love each other like brothers. And even though we don't always agree, man, it's, you know, it's a great relationship. And so I appreciate you, you know, saying that on air. And I as well,
now we're getting,
you know, if I've gone, you know, too far or overstepped or whatever, you know,
yeah,
we love each other.
It's all
man,
love,
so.
man. I was telling Foster, you know, as we were like in the middle of the argument, I said, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you right now. And I was heated while I'm saying it. I'm like, I'm going to tell you right now. This is what's going to happen.
He was on warm.
Right? I'm like, this is what's going to happen. Like, Mark and I, we're going to apologize later. We're like brothers.
He did say
we're
that.
We're going to
work it out.
We're going to work it out, and we're going to grow from it. And I'm like upset while I'm saying it. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Hair standing all up on his head and whatnot.
But that also, you know, the whole thing, like you said, it comes down to attitude, right? Yeah. And it's an attitude of moving forward, forgiveness, right?
Yeah.
And all of that. So thanks for sharing.
I work with 3 of my best friends and my little brother, guys. And that's a and a weakness, because it's very difficult to hold each other accountable at times. And we'll go argue at, like, I was at a pizza shop with my family and one of my partners and best friends, and our families are sitting there, they're tight, and we're watching a ball game, but then we got in a heated argument. My wife is uncomfortable, his wife's uncomfortable, people next to the table looking at us, and then 5 minutes later we're like, hey, did you see that play? High five. And you know, so it's like, guys, you're not the only ones that have done that before, by the way. You know that. It's a common experience, and you know, just like I said, man, use it as fuel, man.
Well, that's what we've always done, and that's why I said that, was because anytime Mark and I, again, we're like brothers. Every once in a while we'll fight like brothers, and it'll be a brawl, okay? But literally within 30 minutes of that brawl, like we're men, right? That's what men do. We fight, we beat each other up,
then you hug it out.
30 minutes later, I'm like, you know, we're good. And it's like, we got it out. We said what we wanted to say. We both acknowledge each other's feelings. And then we have time to cool down. And when you cool down, that's when you start to go, you know what, maybe he was right about this. Maybe, you know, and you start to see the other person's perspective, have empathy.
And how to move on.
And how can we push, how can we move forward? Because this isn't a breakup. It's not a, you know, like, we're just men. We fight, we move on, and we shake hands.
I'm glad they're not breaking up.
But you know what I'm saying, like, that's what I don't know, that's what we do. So
I'm so glad to be a part of this today.
Isn't that fun? You should have seen oh man, I wish we had the behind the scenes, man. Me and Mark,
was a good one. I should have turned my phone on.
Right before the show, y'all, it was going down.
And poor Foster, man, I think you were on a call.
No, Foster.
I started out on the call, but then when it started getting heated, see,
he was like, I
said, I'll call you back.
He said, Foster's in the middle like this. He's like, It was funny, y'all.
I'm
gonna laugh.
If it broke into physicality, boy, I wouldn't be looking
No,
like this.
no. We would never do that. It would never get.
It was good though. It was good.
No, it wouldn't get there. It wouldn't get there. But no, it is. We look, we're gonna grow from it. That's what it is. We're gonna use it for rocket fuel, as C-Roc says.
Yep.
We're gonna figure out where the issues are and resolve some issues and get things squared away and
grow from it, right? Not put it in the trunk, put it in the tank.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh,
C-Roc.
Did you wait? Was he said that?
He said that.
He said.
Yeah,
Ooh, I like that. Don't put it in the trunk. Put it in the tank.
C-Roc, I'm with that hat, man.
Nice.
Tell me about that hat, that design on that hat.
That's cool.
Yeah, so this is the people building / C-Roc logo. You see the C here, the two R's.
Oh, okay.
It has
The little
arms.
Man. You see the little man? He's holding up the world, man.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a great logo.
Oh,
Thank
wow,
you.
man.
I love that. Okay, so we just had another mic drop moment. Let's go to the audience real quick while we still got a few minutes in
don't
here.
break up.
No, we ain't gonna do that.
Holly, they're not gonna break up.
Okay. So who do we got with us? We got William. Good to see you. We got Bill Wallace in the house. Bill Wallace. Good to see you here. Let's see. Janetta. She says she loves it. That is awesome. All right. So let's see if we have another question we can ask the audience. Let's see if we can give away another one of these.
The sessions.
Yeah, another session.
What question do you guys want to ask?
Hey, what? So C-Roc is named after a famous car.
Oh.
We were talking about that. He's named after a car. It's a famous one. Apparently, it got Lamborghini doors and everything.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Very similar. Yep. Very similar.
Tell me about that car. What kind of car is C-Roc named after? Tell me in the comments.
His last name sounds like it.
Yeah.
Tina Adcock Thomas, you had one and I rode in it.
Oh man. So David Rico wants to tell you, C-Roc. He says thanks for sharing your personal stories, man. So he appreciates that.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Let's see who else we got here. So Suzanne Reed says, thankful you found your worth and you used your past hurt to propel you. I trust you had a good coach, counselor along the way. 100%.
Lots of them. Mentors are important. By the way, I have another saying. Thrust is a must.
Oh.
Thrust is a must.
All right. So we got, Vez. Again.
Vez again?
Vez again with the win. Yeah.
Vez, man. Fast Fingers Vez. Vez, your new nickname is Fast Fingers.
Fast Finger Vez Nakomo.
VW Ciorrocco.
Fast texters.
That is it.
Well, let's give it to number 2 because Vez already got him one.
Yep,
Vez already got him one. So, but good for you, Vez. I appreciate you.
Yep. And then who's number 2?
We got David. He says Volkswagen. So we'll give it to
Vez
David.
Spelled it right too. Now, our man don't spell his last name like that, but Vez did spell a car right.
All right, I got one last question for you. I'm getting it ready.
Oh, Vez had one.
In life, what do you think is more important? What you know or who you know?
Oh, wow.
Well, I would obviously be who you know. Now, you know what? No. Let me change that. It's what you know. And I think it's more important actually than who knows you than who you know.
Right.
There you go. It's who knows you. Because I know Jerry Jones, right? I know Jerry Jones. I know you don't like him very much because you're an Eagles fan.
Like I'm not one of those Eagles fans.
Well, so I know Jerry Jones.
One of our group leaders is Jerry Jones, so I'm thinking about that one.
I know Jerry Jones, but Jerry Jones doesn't know me. So what does it matter, right?
He might.
But if Jerry Jones knew me, that could make a big difference, right? Like if we had a relationship. So I agree with you. It's not who you know, it's who knows you. And that's why Grant Cardone says if they don't know you, if they don't knows you, they don't flows you.
That's right. If they don't know you, they don't flow you. Yeah, exactly.
Love it, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate you,
bro.
Yeah, you brought the heat, man. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys and all your staff and audience.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you. Check him out on LinkedIn, Mike C-Roc.
Mike C-Roc.
Yes, guys.
I'm gonna reach out to you, bro, on LinkedIn because there's some synergy we got going. We talk.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Look forward to it.
That's the show. It's all about who ya know. Bye. Trevor Houston here, and I want to thank you for tuning in to the Who You Know Job Networking Show. We hope you've been inspired, encouraged, encouraged, educated, and entertained all at the same time. For information on our different events, workshops, partners, or partnership opportunities available, check out whoyouknow.show for more details. And be on the lookout for our new mobile app coming soon. You never know how this show could help someone you know? And if we've made an impact or put a smile on your face today, don't forget to hit that share button on your way out. Until next week, it's all about who you know. Bye!